Hello and welcome to Everything I Wish I Learned Before Going to College. I apologize if my mic makes little rattling noises. This is my first time holding my mic. So, when I was first going to college, I was scavenging the internet for videos just like this because I have always been obsessed with trying to over prepare. I would do this in high school and every end of summer, I would just look up 10 things I wish I knew before high school, what to do going into 8th grade. So I was basically just obsessed with trying to make this a new era of my life, and don't get cringed out by the word era, but trying to make this like a new change and reinventing myself every time I would go somewhere new. And while that is totally plausible, it always ended up the same way for me. And I would always revert back to just my true self, I guess, or just what I felt comfortable in. While it is fun to fantasize about everything new you can become in this new quote unquote era, it's also important to realize that you need to stay true to yourself, and faking everything is going to end up being exhausting, and then you're going to fall flat and experience burnout and not be able to come up or not be able to keep up with the imaginary image. That being said, I went to an out of state college for my first semester because I wanted to experience that type of change. And it honestly, I kind of failed at it. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not a fail because I'm very happy with how I am now and where I am now. But in terms of, oh, I went to an out of state college, I only lasted one semester and I did come back to my home state. I think you can be the judge of this, but I think my advice could be valuable to some of you guys because I feel like I do not just fit in perfectly with the average college experience. Like, I did not go to a sorority or apply for any of that. I'm pretty much an introverted person, and it's kind of challenging for me to get myself out there, believe it or not, despite the fact I went to an out of state college knowing absolutely zero people. But you can kind of be the judge of that if you want to take my advice or not. So let's go ahead and jump right into the advice because I know that's all you're here for. You don't really care about my backstory. I will work it in as I feel necessary. But let's get started with number one. So, number one, saying goodbye to your family if you are close with them, and or if you're going a longer distance than like 30 minutes is going to be sad and hard. But I mean, even if you're going to like a really close college and you're still just going to be living in a dorm, it's still going to be very sad, and it might not hit you at first, but once your parents leave that dorm room and you're sitting there alone with your 10 by 10-foot room, is that a big room? I don't know. With your 100 square foot, 50 square foot area, bunk bed question mark. Basically, when they leave and you're just sitting there, you're like, "Oh, okay, so I'm at college now." You're gonna be hit with a lot of emotions and like, oh my god, like I've been anticipating this moment since I started high school, basically, maybe earlier. And now I'm here and now I'm just sitting here and my parents are gone, and it's gonna feel like, oh my god, all of a sudden I'm not a kid anymore and I'm like an adult. I have to do everything myself. It doesn't have to be that drastic of a change, that dramatic of a change immediately. Like, do not be scared to call your mom and ask her how to iron your shirt, or ask her what the Netflix password is or something. You do not have to become a full on adult just because you are a college student, but it is a great time to comfortably practice it, but also knowing you have your parents or your guardian or your trusted elders to fall back on if you get confused. But definitely, like, keep an open mind, like try stuff and be like, okay, I am alone. I shouldn't just like run and call mommy, but I know that she's there if I really need her. That was kind of me. I kind of was a little too independent and I felt like I didn't need help at all, but it ended up being like those times I got to reach out to my mom and like call her and ask for help. Like those times meant the most to me and they meant the most to her, and it was just like a full circle moment. And it is like it makes you feel like a child at the same time as it makes you feel like an adult, because you're gonna like call your parents and like ask for help and they're gonna like laugh at you like, oh, like typical college student, like doesn't know how to do whatever. But it's really all part of it. And just go into the college experience, your college years, thinking and knowing that these are your college years. You don't have to be at a certain place, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to be successful and you don't have to have everything figured out. This is the exact time in your life that you're meant to explore every possibility that you are given, every opportunity you're given, every dream that you might have, every fun little creative idea. This is your excuse to explore it. So, yes, saying goodbye is going to be sad. It's going to hit you, not immediately for some, but possibly the night of. You might find yourself tearing up. You might find yourself like, oh my God, my entire life has just changed within seconds. But it does not have to be the feeling of everything's changing so fast. You can look at it as more of a gradual change. You can still go home. You can still call your parents. You're still their child. And you don't have to grow up immediately. Take your time, enjoy the age you are and the resources that you are able to use. That goes for your college too. I regret like not investigating more clubs and more like just the resources that they would give you, you know, because you can get a lot of free shit for being a student. Let me tell you that. Okay, so continuing on the theme of kind of like the first couple days, or leading up to it in this case, I would say to pack light. I kind of brought too much stuff because, again, I looked at it as like, okay, I'm moving out for good. Like, I'm never coming home. But that's not the case. I have way too much stuff for that, especially for a dorm room. So pack light and really just bring, like, I'm going to refer to clothes because for me, that's probably the thing I have the most of is like clothes and shoes. Bring the items that you're excited to wear immediately. Like after you do all your laundry, you're like, okay, where's that one pair of leggings and this one shirt? Like the first outfit that you always pick. Bring as much of that stuff as you can. I personally would not use this time as a time to reinvent your entire style. I think comfort is a great thing, like in terms of being comfortable in what you're wearing and sticking to what you know. Just again, you don't want to make yourself feel like it's an entire drastic life change and you still have like those pieces that you're like, okay, like this is me and this is my personality. You don't want to lose sight of who you are because that can be a challenge. But again, it's a double-sided coin because this whole time is meant to explore different parts of yourself. But basically, basically, I would just pack light because you want to free yourself up to like get new things and to just feel like less cluttered, and it'll help you stay organized and it lets you understand what you actually need to have around you and the basics that you really like keeping in your closet. Okay, I don't know why my voice is sounding like this. Hold on, I need water. Okay, hello? Is that different? I don't know. I'm very tired, very weird today. The lights are dim in here and I feel like I want to nap, so maybe I'm sounding a little sleepy, but I think it's better now. Okay, next one. Okay, let's go back to that first day that you are there. You're going to be moving into the dorm room. And any person you see on your floor, you are going to say hi to. You are going to introduce yourself to them. I understand that younger people, myself included, have a habit of just pretending like other people are not around you and not acknowledging each other. But we're going to break that because that is the crucial stepping stone to having familiar faces around you. Say like your next door neighbor or someone across the hall is like moving in, even if their mom's there, even if they're a weird kid, even if they're a hot guy, even if they're a hot girl, oh my gosh, you're gonna go up and you're gonna be like, "Hi, I'm Sedona. I'm living in that dorm. I just wanted to introduce myself. What's your name?" Then you guys can get each other's names and know where each other are just in case like anything happens, you know at least the people around you. And also in my dorm, everybody did this. Okay, going back to the fact that I am not a social person. I wish I did this so much because my whole dorm floor had like an entire group chat and like they would all hang out all the time. The people on the floor weren't like the people I would necessarily surround myself with, but it's still good to like have connections like that because like I said, I literally knew zero people and I should have taken the use the fact that they're in close proximity to me as an excuse to get to know them because you can't really like do that in a random dorm. Like you can't just knock on people's doors and be like, "Hi, like, hello." I mean, of course you could, but for me as a shy type of girl, I need like an excuse. Like, "Oh, like I live right over there, like we're neighbors, like let me know if you need anything," like stuff like that. So, even if your parents are there, say hi. Do not be scared to talk in front of your parents. I always have this weird fear that my parents perceive me as like a baby, and when I try and talk to strangers, they think like, "Oh, like our daughter's trying so hard. Like she's so like shy. She can't talk. Like she's trying." That might be psychotic of me, but okay, psychotic's a strong word. That might be like out of pocket of me, but I wish I did not let that get in my head. Even if it's awkward for a second, you still introduce yourself and they'll at least remember you. You see them around, you say hi. They invite you to whatever because everyone's nervous and no one has friends yet. So just do it. Don't be scared. You got it. Take a deep breath and be like, okay, am I gonna try? Like, yes, I'm gonna try. So now I want to talk about not the actual college part of it, but more of the mental part of it. Like, I could say, like, all the things like, oh, go to your classes, like, go to parties at any opportunity. Don't be scared to try new things. But I want to get a little more in depth about the feelings you might be feeling or just the things that come with being an 18, 19, 20-year old. So this is kind of how I like to think about how to know you're on the right path because in college you can feel very like either one of two ways. Well, of course there's one in a trillion million infinity ways, but so a lot of people might feel like, oh, there's so many opportunities, there's so many choices, like how am I supposed to pick what I'm supposed to do? And then some people might feel like just kind of like hopeless, like they don't they they see it as like, oh, I have no future, like just the depressing side of it, like not the hopeful side. Um so I'm going to just tell you how to kind of know if you're on the right path slash how to kind of just look at this whole situation with a better mindset. First thing, I want you to be excited because like I said there's so many opportunities. Don't think for a second that you can't do something for any reason like money, time, because of who you are. Like there's no reason that you can't set your mind to do anything. So keep that in mind. Do not be scared to get off the path of what you always set for yourself. Like in high school, if you thought you were going to be a D1 athlete the entire time and that didn't end up happening, do not look at it like you failed. Just look at it like you were redirected and now you get to explore like anything you want. Like maybe you're interested in art all of a sudden and you're like, "Oh, I kind of want to like take an interior design class. Like let's do that." Don't let your expectations hold you back either. Like for me, I was kind of going in there thinking like, like what if I don't make any friends? Like I'm like shy. Like what if I can't talk to anyone? And that's kind of where I went wrong. I should have been like, okay, this is a time where I can recognize my faults and I get to work on them in a new environment where it doesn't really matter because we're all nervous. And then I would have probably like introduced myself to more people and you looked at it more as like a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like kind of like, okay, today I'm going to try to talk to two new people, and even if I get nervous, I'm going to just try and do this little challenge because this whole year is meant for growth. This whole 5 to 10 years is meant for growth. Another thing is that things will be thrown at you. Like I said, you're going to kind of question yourself because you're going to be surrounded by lots of different types of people, lots of new habits, and lots of freedom. Normally, that might end up looking like you're staying up till 2 a.m., eating junk food and drinking and going out. Feel free to do that, but also you need to understand that there is a line that if you cross it, you're going to become kind of like not productive. But you are still a college student, so have fun responsibly. And it's really funny me saying this because I sound so lame. Like when I was like 16, I was like the worst kid, but you just really do need to realize that like shit can happen, shit can go down. Your GPA low key matters. So get your work done and try hard at your work, because even if you're not going to use it in the field you're hoping to get into, just the act of studying and the practice of getting knowledge to stick in your brain is really important, because that's a skill in itself. Like, you can't just start trying one day for the first time in 5 years and expect to understand how to study and understand like how to memorize things. That's a skill you need practice. So take advantage of those general courses like the English 101 and the pre-calculus or whatever, and just really understand how to study and understand how long it takes you to do work. Wow, it's crazy how dry my voice actually gets when I'm talking for so long. It's crazy. I've never talked this long in my entire life, except for my other podcast episodes, of course. So I did forget what I was just saying, but oh yeah, everything in moderation. That's honestly the best like quote you should live by. Everything in moderation. If you're drinking for 3 nights in a row, be like, "Okay, I see that I'm drinking for 3 nights in a row. I'm going to take a day break and I'm going to go to the gym and eat healthy for the day. But next weekend I'm still going to be a college student and like have fun, but I'm going to keep my morals in the back of my mind and keep my values in line." I used to want to look back on my college days and want to like have so many crazy stories to tell, but now I'm learning that okay, well, I'm at a different point. 20, so I'm definitely still learning everything. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just not 18 anymore. So at least I can give you the knowledge I've learned from 18 to 20. But nowadays I've been more focusing on like, okay, what are the habits I want to build for my future that I don't want to have to work harder later to engrave in my brain, like going to the gym and eating healthy and consistency and discipline and stuff like that. So just have fun, but keep in mind that everything catches up to you and it's not cool to change yourself to try and fit in with a certain group. And even if that seems like the solution now or it seems cool now, it's not, and it will come back and you will just have to figure it out later rather than you could be figuring it out now. Does that make sense? Like, get ahead of the game and sit with yourself and kind of like, reflect and like become aware of the fact that this is your life and the choices you make do matter, but you also need and want to have fun. So definitely still have fun. I am not against anything by any means. um but just be safe, honestly. And that's about the end of this video today. I'm going to cut it short because I don't want to intimidate people with a really long video. Um, I would love to do a part 2. I would love to answer specific questions, or scenario to scenario based circumstantial questions. Is that like a sentence that I said correctly? We don't know, but feel free to leave me questions. If you're listening on Spotify, I love you. I can't believe that you found this. That blows my mind. If you're watching/listening on YouTube, thank you so much for the engagement on my past videos. I'm really excited, and I've been getting a video out every week for the past couple weeks now, and I'm on a good path. So stay tuned for that. I do love like making content, but sometimes like today it's kind of hard and I feel really lazy, but we made it happen. I still think we got some good information across. So, closing notes, have fun, everything in moderation. You got this. Be excited, be yourself. Let me say that louder. Be yourself. Whatever that means for you, do it, explore, create, be positive, create again because not enough people are creating things, even if that means drawing or journaling or making videos. Whatever you have to do, just prioritize self-care and self-exploration and you will have a wonderful time. I would probably keep a journal because you want to look back at these times because this is college and I'm not saying it's setting you on a certain path forever, but these years are definitely a part of your life and they are part of the journey that will just continue forever. So thanks for watching. If you like my videos, go check out my YouTube or my podcast. I hope to do some more podcast episodes soon. This is actually the first one in a long time, but I'm moving soon. I'm figuring out my new technology with the video filming equipment. So hopefully I have a little setup. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You're the best. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.